Well, it's time for another one. Let's kick it off for the Factor Uncensored. Thank you all for staying up late with us. Now, new and heartbreaking video shows how far a father pushed his 6-year-old son 2 weeks before the child's death. This surveillance video from a gym was introduced in court as evidence. It's from 2021. It shows Christopher Gregor putting his son, Corey Michelow, through a grueling treadmill workout. The child can barely be seen above the machine. His dad allegedly put him on the torturous workout because that father said he was too fat. Corey can be seen trying to keep up with the pace of the treadmill before falling off several times, with his father forcing him to get back on the machine. Before dying, Corey suffered several bruises. His father is now charged with killing him and still blames the child's death on pneumonia. Corey's autopsy says he died from blunt force injuries with cardiac and liver contusions with acute inflammation and sepsis. Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored, family therapist Dr. Christine Belliard, fathers Jay Bradley, Lewis Hunter, and Eva Go, who is also a parent and a fitness instructor. So, Christine, when you see this case and you see the results of the autopsy, does it look like the father caused his death?
Just looking at that video, my answer is yes. I think what we also need to keep in mind is that this father, if you notice, the son falls off, he's unbothered, he's unchanged. And so even if it's pneumonia or what have you, yes, if you have crises to your lungs or what have you, because he's 6 years old, his little body, this was just way too far and way too much.
All right. Lewis, let's hear from you on this.
All right. Well, I took a look at some of the case videos, and from what I understand, I mean, this event happened March the 20th. The kid died April the 2nd. We're talking 12 days, and in between those days, and he was working out. It's not like he took his son to the gym to run fat off of him. You know, he was working out, his mother dropped him off, he was in the gym already, and his son was working. Now, the video is rough, you know, but it's rough by today's standards. I don't think, you know, this father, if you know the story, this father didn't know he had a child until the kid was like 3 or 4 years old. He took full custody of this boy at I want to say about 4 years old. The mother lost custody, and matter of fact, she wasn't even granted visitation for a while. He had the kid in Little League. The kid was not malnourished. The medical examiner said that when he passed, that his blood results came back, that his blood went septic. He had pneumonia, and there's also testimony that the physical bruising that he had. Let me also say this. Between that 12 days between this event and the date that he passed, he had even tried out for football, did well, you know, for a flag football team. He did very well, was accepted to the team. The mother had taken him to 3 different hospitals to try to prove abuse. 2 of the doctors said that his blood was septic, and she kept removing him and taking him to another hospital. So finally, when she drops him back off, you know, a day later, you know, he's lethargic, he's asleep, and he calls the mother up and says, hey, what's going on? He's sleeping. She says he's always like that. But 2 doctors had told her the week prior that he's septic right now. He died, he had pneumonia. This father did not kill his son.
Can I just ask, so when you watch the video, that does not look like abuse to you?
That doesn't look like abuse to me. I mean, to run your son, to run a boy. I'm glad they didn't have videos of football practices in the 80s. Seriously. Now, whatever he did, it looked like he bit him on the head. That looked kind of weird. But as far as running your son, making him push himself, I don't see a problem with that. It's rough, and if you get emotionally attached to that, I could expect a lot of mothers to have a problem with that. A lot of fathers, particularly fathers who have some involvement with Little League, they're not going to have a problem with this.
Lewis, you my guy. You're my man till I can't stand. 10 toes down in the sand. However, bruh, this is harsh. This is pushing it. Now, not even just by today's standard. I grew up where we had to get the belt, we had to get the switch, you know, all the above. Oh, this is what you don't want to eat? Cool. Go to bed hungry. That's fine. You'll wake up tomorrow. Now, this is past. When your son is falling, I have a son that's 8. I would never allow my son to fall that many times. First of all, I run. You got the treadmill on. As a grown man, I don't just jump on the treadmill when it's already going at 10, you know, or 8 miles an hour, whatever case is. You slow it down, you get it back up, and I get that you're trying to condition them to be tough and to be hard, but this is not the type of situation that you create for your child. Yes, and sometimes, man, these guys are reliving their own hoop dreams. I couldn't make it to the league, so you're going to be faster than me and all that stuff. Dad looked like he could lose a couple pounds. He needed to get on the treadmill and do what he was trying to get his son to do. It's a little bit much, man. I'm not saying that he killed his son, but as a father, I watched this and I was very uncomfortable, and I do believe in discipline. I do believe in taking my son to the gym with me, and he doesn't do any weights. You know, we'll do little push-ups here and there and this type of stuff just to get him a baseline of what to do as far as fitness, but this was way too much.
All right, Eva, let's hear from you.
All right, well, I agree with both of y'all.
Pick a side, Eva.
Okay, well,
damn.
I don't defend this.
She's in the middle. She's in the middle.
We're in day 2 of the trial, so there's so much to be said, and I've looked at a lot of the footage and heard the prosecution and defense as well, and so much of what they each say has merit, and truth be told in the end. But yes, I think that video is excessive. I would never do that to a 6-year-old child, and I am in club fitness. We don't even allow kids under the age of 12 up on the fitness floor on cardio equipment by themselves. And I know this is under the supervision of his father, but I think that was very excessive. And after so many repetitions of him falling to keep putting him up there, I think that was way too much. Yes, we have played club sports, and if you've seen any coach on the floor or the field or the ballpark, you've seen them take some layers off kids. Do I excuse that? Not at all.
Yeah, you got to lose 2 pounds before the game.
Yep.
You know?
And Lewis, I know when you were speaking about growing up and other kids in your era, you're talking about boys in general. We're talking about a 6-year-old. What are your thoughts on a 6-year-old?
This was rough. There's no denying that. This was rough, and it was on tape. You know, it was recorded. So there's no denying that. You know, he did some weird biting in the head thing. You know, I'm sure that what I'm saying is that he didn't kill his son. I'm sure that his motivations were good. He messed up. He messed up as a father. He pushed a kid that was his own child who was too young, and he pushed him in the wrong way. But the fact remains, he did not murder this child, which is what he's being charged for. The kid died a week and a half after, nearly 2 weeks after this event.
Go ahead.
I think they also concluded that a lot of the injuries were due to chronic abuse. So as they were saying, the debate is, did this happen in that 8 hours or so that he was in the care of his father? That's questionable. If it's chronic, obviously it's been ongoing. So I think there's a lot more investigation to go to see who or if both sides have some participation in this. So I think it's early to say.
But I do think it opens up a larger conversation for all of us. The young boy, Corey, he is no longer here. He is gone.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for all of us to step back and just reflect on, what do I really understand to be abuse? Like when we say, oh, it was something weird with biting the head, that is abuse. Yes. Physical abuse, emotional abuse. So it's important. Some things we justify. We have a culture of violence where it's like, oh, that's okay, it's normal. It's not okay. And this really has severe wounds, and unfortunately Corey suffered in the most tragic way possible.
All right, we want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and of course we'll continue to follow this story out of New Jersey.